Ooh, there we go. It's so long, I forgot to do this shit.
It's been a long time.
Hey man, what's up? What's happening? You already know who it is and what it is. It's your boy Nephew Q, host of the world's most dangerous sports show, Beyond the Game. Can you hear me in your headphones?
Big old Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse headphones.
Yes, sir. You already know who it is, what it is. We back up in the building. We took a 3-month hiatus, had to enjoy summer break, had a couple things going on and whatnot. But we back. We got B Legend.
I'm still on summer break.
Are you still on summer break? In the building, man. We got a lot to go over, bro. There's a lot that happened over summer break. But before we do that, how's Chase adjusting to college life so far?
Man, good days and bad days, man. These kids, they built differently nowadays.
He still having a little trouble adjusting, getting.
Yeah, they didn't want to be that far away from home, so it's been some trials and tribulations, man. He's back for a little bit, but he's heading back here.
He'll be all right.
Head back in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be fine.
We had the Olympics going on, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. We had Bronny getting drafted. We'll talk about that here in a second. We got the NFL going on. We got Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. We never really got to divulge into that. But let's talk about a little couple things before we get into today's topics. What was your thoughts on Bronny getting drafted? Because when he got drafted, man, it was like, he got drafted number 1 overall, it seemed like.
Man, I'm not tripping on it either way. He was a second-round pick, so, most of these second-round picks, some of them come, they play well and they develop into great ball players. But most of them that are picked, are projects, people are so bent out of shape. It's because it's LeBron. If it would have been
anybody else's son.
No, it wasn't even that. If it was just anybody else, it wouldn't have been no big deal. But because it was LeBron's son, we get, they got all that press and stuff. Listen, he's gonna come out there and he's gonna have to show what he's made of. They gonna bust him off though. They gonna tear him up. It is what it is. But the thing about it,
I don't see no problem with it though, man.
I ain't say.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I just don't see no problem with it.
Now, if we're gonna talk about him as a player and what his potential is, that's a different conversation.
Right.
From what I saw out there in summer league, man,
you ain't sold.
Man, I ain't sold on none of it. I ain't even showed. I know you.
No, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do out there. I know the name you about to throw out there.
Who?
He came from Kentucky.
Yeah, you already know. You already know people out there. They love it. They're like, oh yeah, we got Reed Shepard. We all good or whatever, man. Yeah, he played good in summer league. He had a couple good games. Now he had more than a couple good games. He had some good games.
Yeah, he had some good games.
I actually saw him. I actually saw him in the airport. Q.
Did you?
He had on his Dirk Diggler mustache.
I know you say ain't this better.
Nah, look, man. Like, he's playing against low-level talent, man.
Mm-hmm.
The draft was terrible.
I agree.
The draft was weak.
I agree.
Some of the scouts and stuff that I've talked to, they said, look, if it was in this upcoming year's draft,
he probably been right there with Bronny.
He may have been. He probably was a second-round pick.
He might be right there with Bronny.
So, shout out to Reed. Good ball player and all that. But I don't. I think in summer league the talent was down.
Mm-hmm.
And they listen, man.
So you saying
hold on. Let's take Reed out.
Okay.
Let's take Reed out.
Take him out.
The number 1 pick.
Alex Sarr, right?
Yeah. The number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
In a game in the summer league put up a 0.
He put up a goose egg.
A 0.
He put up a goose egg.
Now this is the number 1 pick, and he put up a 0 in a weak draft. What is that telling you?
He got to get acclimated, Chuck.
Is that what?
Yeah, he got to get acclimated. He's from overseas, He got.
You realize in the draft, over half of the first 15 picks were foreigners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got to get acclimated, Chuck. That's all it is, bro.
Okay. Acclimated to playing with less talent.
Yeah.
And then these kids are gonna come into the league.
They role players.
And then they're gonna play against that talent.
Yeah, the role players.
Come on.
In a couple of
we got to stop this, man. We have to stop
in a couple of years, this draft will go down as one of the greatest role playing drafts ever.
I say it this way: if that's the case, if you're number 1 pick, put up a 0
in summer league, right?
Leave Bronny alone.
That's what a lot of people's argument is hold on, if the number one pick is doing nothing,
Leave Bronny alone.
the guy who got drafted 3 picks from the end of the draft and he's struggling, how y'all gonna criticize this dude and the
Leave that
number
dude,
one pick
leave him
got goose egg out here?
alone.
That's what I don't understand. But I'm gonna be fair though. I'm gonna be fair, Chuck.
Go ahead.
LeBron did paint a target on his back.
He did.
Remember his tweet? I think it was last year or something like that. He was like, "Man, my son is better than half the dudes
He
in it."
did.
So you know, Bron, you didn't do your son no favors.
Well, I mean, let's keep it real. Now, do we expect for him to dress for the Lakers and be on the court with the Lakers? I would say he'll be out there opening night. He'll be on, he'll be on the team on the bench. He'll be out there with some home games. They're gonna send him to the G League, and that's where it's gonna stop.
I give him 3 home games and then he's gone to the G League. Yeah.
If anybody thinks that he's gonna be out there consistently,
Negative.
that's not gonna happen.
The only way he's out there consistently is if the Lakers have some serious injury
Still ain't
issues.
gonna happen.
And even then, it might not. They might just do
Still
some
ain't
minimal, signs or whatnot.
But you know what? They so terrible in what they doing and how their free agency stuff. They so terrible. It don't matter. Brian probably couldn't play for
What did we do?
nothing.
What did we? So
The Lakers did nothing.
we brought back a team that did nothing last
You got
year,
Connect Four.
and that was it.
That's all you got.
Dalton Connect. That's all we got.
Connect Four.
That was the biggest offseason move.
Connect Four.
I was like, bro, what?
That's what you got.
Rob Pelinka, we gonna talk to anybody? We gonna do anything?
Prince left.
Okay.
Dinwiddie left.
Okay, we just gonna let. All right.
Everybody signing with Philly.
All right.
Yeah.
You're not getting on the phone.
Connect Four. You remember that Uno? Connect Four.
You're not gonna get on the phone to call them.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
What we doing? No, we not. Okay.
Nah,
No pot.
they ain't
Okay.
doing
Okay.
nothing. They
No
ain't
pot.
pick up nothing.
Okay.
And then you expect to go out there and compete.
Oh, they gonna compete
Yeah, they gonna compete for what? Playing?
if.
Or they gonna
If.
compete, or they gonna compete and ride this wave and say, "Oh, Steph and LeBron gonna play together."
Now remember Rich Paul. I don't know if you seen that report.
I saw it.
He nixed that. So now we're not doing that.
Man,
No. I go.
I'm so sick of it all. They go to the Olympics, they win it all. They're like, "Oh, now we gotta hit this LeBron, Steph thing." Come on, man.
Yeah.
Golden State gonna be terrible. The Lakers gonna be terrible.
Without a doubt.
I mean, it just is what.
What about Clay leaving?
I ain't won't pay him. Now, am I surprised? No. No, I'm not surprised. No. Why would you be surprised? Golden State didn't want to pay him.
Dallas will pay him.
But here's the craziest thing. The thing that you really should have been paying attention
What's that?
to is that everyone's like, oh, he went to Dallas.
Mhm.
Well, truth to the matter is he got offered more money by the Lakers. And he took less money to go to Dallas.
Hurt my heart.
No, it didn't. It was just he looked at the Lakers like Golden State.
Nah, we could have used Clay.
Oh yeah, they could have used him. Ain't no question.
We could have used him to get
He
put out in the
said
first
that-
round.
What I understood and what I also read was that if he went to LA,
Mm-hmm.
it was not for basketball. It
Mm-hmm.
was for family.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but then everybody looks at Captain America and says, "Oh, you want to play with that guy?" But Clay said, "No."
How can you not want to play with Captain America?
Dude, you tell me. You tell me why Clay turned down the Lakers. Nobody else turned down
His
the
game
Lakers.
is suited for Captain America. What he does best: kick and shoot, spot up shooters.
You're 100% correct. And my question is, why did he turn them down?
Because he looked at that roster.
Okay, that's fair.
He looked at their roster, said, "Okay, I got Bron, AD, and what else?
Hey man.
What else?"
But what is he go? What is he gonna get? What is he gonna get in Dallas? I mean, you got Luke and Kyrie, them two ball dominant dudes.
I guess he's looking at it as, I don't know what he's looking at it
What
as.
you gonna do?
I don't know.
Because Luka gonna jack him up.
Oh, Luke getting his shots
He
up.
gonna get his shots
And you
up.
best believe Kyrie getting
Kyrie
his.
gonna get his shots up. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that Clay's gonna get he's gonna get his share of open shots, but them two gonna get their shots up.
You think they ain't?
They gonna get their.
So that leaves what, Clay? What, 10 to 12 shots?
Man.
You better make them count.
Hey, so he went and signed a big deal with them, and that's kind of it.
You bet. So what? So we got. We'll get to the NBA a little bit later on, man. That's a lot going on with that. Well, I want to talk about the Olympics real quick. I just want to touch on it because I want to get deeper into the Olympics later on in the show. What?
Oh, man.
Chuck,
What?
I'm scared for Team USA moving forward.
Why?
It took LeBron, KD, and Steph to beat France.
Yeah, it did.
It took Steph scoring 12 points in a minute and 30 to beat France.
Yeah.
France, in 4 more years, Wemby's probably going to come back. Rudy Gobert, his non-defensive self, is coming back.
Yeah.
They probably going to, the dude that dunked on LeBron, I can't think of his name.
That one that did sound with Philly?
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
France ain't going nowhere. Look like Luol Deng got Sudan on the right track. Spain is probably going to. So if
Luka wasn't even there.
and look at Luka and Giannis. So if we had to have Steph, KD, and LeBron to barely beat France, you see a Steph, LeBron, and a KD in the future? Please let me know.
Man,
let me know.
I guess my question is, was that the right team? That's the magical question. Was that the right team?
I say they had the right 5 to 6 guys: Bron, KD, Steph, Ant. I think AD. I think Bam was really good, and Booker. And you could throw in Ant too. So 7, 8 guys, but really Ant and Book kind of did the same things.
Yeah. Other than that, what you got?
Trouble.
You got JT.
Mm-hmm.
You had Embiid.
Right.
Derek White.
Right.
Drew.
Right.
And Tyrese Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
And what am I missing?
No, that was it.
That's it. So them 5.
Mm-hmm. Who are they?
I'm not saying who are they. I'm just
who are they?
like, are they the right fit? Because, going into the Olympics, when we first started watching them play, said, man, Joel fit.
Mm-hmm.
The only time Joel fit in that game was, I think, the last 2 games.
Serbia. When we needed him against Joker.
And really, LeBron guarded
Joker
down
the stretch in the fourth quarter.
Down the stretch. So, I think it's the makeup of the team. But if you don't have those 5 guys that I just named on the team, who are you replacing them with?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying we in trouble.
Because, KD will probably be there in 4 years.
You think so? He'll be, 37, 38 by that time?
He'll be there. LeBron,
ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. He gonna see he's 39 now, so that's 40, 43.
44. I've seen that. Don't get me wrong. I have seen it with some of those other,
But will LeBron still be playing in the NBA at that time, though?
No idea. So then it Steph's. I would say Steph's probably still there.
I don't know. That's
35. I would say he's probably still there. So say he's there. So now.
Unless Michael Jordan's son turns into Michael Jordan.
I'm just saying. And it'll be better.
Right.
And it'll be a complete dog by then.
That's what I'm saying. So, okay, I'll give you Ant, Steph.
You probably get you probably get Pablo. He'll probably be there.
Okay. But is that enough?
You lose dudes like, you need a dude like Shaq, but he's with Canada.
He's with Canada.
And, you lose some dudes.
I'm just saying.
To
international,
the international team. So you lose some dudes.
That's what I'm saying.
So, next 4 years, you don't know who's going to come out.
You don't.
You don't know who's going to come out. You don't know who's going to develop. Brunson to be there.
But I know we ain't got no answer for Wemby.
Nah.
We ain't had no answer for him now.
Nah, you ain't got no answer
with the 3 that we had out there.
Nah, you ain't got no answer for Wemby.
So that's what.
Nah. I'm just trying to think who else is out there.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. But we're going to take a quick commercial break here on Beyond the Game. Man, we just wanted to get into some summer recap stuff. When we come back, we're going to get into some NFL action. We're going to talk about some Pittsburgh Steelers and what Mike Tomlin got going on up there with his QB situation. And that whole lot of mess. When we come back on Beyond the Game on WLXU 93.9 FM. Let me see this real quick.
People probably don't even know we on, dude.
Who's that?
I said people probably don't even know we on.
Nah, because it's been so long, but they coming in there. Andrew said Cooper Flag.
He might be there.
Jaylen Brown.
If you Jaylen Brown, are you gonna show up this year after they went on here?
Oh, negative.
After they dish you?
Negative.
Because they ain't show distant. But Derek White, who else you gonna have?
We Slim Pickens.
Just trying to go through it. AD may be back, and I say he'll be back. Bam will probably be back. Book will be back. I think KD will be back. But again, as you start going through it, I mean, maybe Jasper Johnson be playing.
Man, don't start. Don't start that. Is that how we coming back?
No, I'm just saying.
Is that how we coming back?
I say that to make a point.
Okay.
Which is, you're going to have some other players.
Players up and coming. Welcome back to Beyond the Game with WLXU 93.9 FM, man. Enough with all that summertime talk. Let's get into some NFL action. We're going to kick it off with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Mike Tomlin is a coach's coach. Great coach. A good coach.
Coach or a player's coach?
Players coach, my bad. Players coach. Guys love playing. Tomlin has been struggling a little bit as far as playoff success. So, Chuck, coming into this season, let me rattle off some stats for you real quick one time for the one time.
Mm-hmm.
He's been their coach since 2007, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a defensive guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last 3 years in total yards, his team has ranked 24th, 13th, and 21st. Is that good or bad? Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, on the other side of the ball, just the last 3 seasons alone, as far as total points, he's ranked 22nd, 24th, and 21st. Is that good? Okay, all right. Let's go to total yards. Last 3 seasons, 25th, 19th, and 25th. Is that good? Hold on. I got some more stats for you. I got some more stats for you. Now, like I said, he's been there since 2007. He has 10 double-digit win seasons. 8 of them came within the first 10 years of his career, of his coaching. 11 playoff appearances, right?
Yeah.
And the last 3 playoff appearances, 4, goose egg. 1 and done. UK. Since 2017, 1 and done. Since 2017, only 2 double-digit win seasons. So it looked like my boy Mike Tomlin is struggling a little bit to get this on the right path. So, is this a make or break season for Mike T?
No.
Okay.
And I just say that just because of Pittsburgh's tradition.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't. They don't get rid of coaches.
They don't, but I mean,
they don't. I know it's bad, but here's the question though.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have the talent around them to win?
Who's that fall on?
It ain't on him. He's not the GM.
You got to be talking to somebody to tell him what type of guys you need, though.
But he's not the GM. He can't make trades. He can tell somebody all day long, but if you ain't the GM, you can't bring people in. You got to play with what you got.
Yeah, but ain't the GM and the head coach in constant communication about, hey, I need this guy, draft this guy.
Hey, this is what I would like.
Mm-hmm.
The GM's gonna make that decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Him and Rooney.
Right.
His name Art Rooney.
So how is it the decision has been good the first 10 years, but the last 7 years, all of a sudden Mike Tomlin ain't got no say so?
Listen, I agree with what you're saying. If it were any other coach, I would probably look at you and tell you yes.
They got Bill Belichick up out of there.
He would be on a hot seat, but because of Pittsburgh's tradition, because of the respect that they have for Mike Tomlin, because of the fact that he is, a player's coach, the fact that he is respected throughout the league.
Mm-hmm. So was Bill Belichick.
But Bill Belichick wasn't liked by players.
But Bill Belichick got about 6 of them things.
Yeah, but Bill, why? Okay, he does have 6 of them things.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he ain't no job.
Mike, but that's what and why don't he have a job?
But it's Bill Belichick, all the things that I just listed out for Mike Tomlin, does he have the same level of respect that Bill Belichick does?
Why wouldn't he? Bill Belichick is one.
He's not a player's coach.
It don't matter. You got the rings.
Players don't like him.
So because players like Mike T that deserves, him to continue.
Do they respect? I'm asking you. Do you think all the players respect Bill Belichick?
I think yes, I think they do. They might not like him, but I think they respect him. Okay. So I don't think they really like him, but I think they respect him.
But I also think that the whole New England thing, I think with Bill Belichick, I just think it was a timing thing. I think it was just time for a change. I'm not saying it's not time for a change in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just has that tradition. They don't have.
I agree because they hold on to coaches and because
Chuck Noll there forever.
Bill Cowher there forever, and then Mike T came in.
Mike T. Now Bill, they didn't fire Bill Cowher.
He stepped down.
Mm-hmm. I think the same thing will have to happen with Mike Tomlin.
I need him to step down and come on down
Down with Dallas?
No. Well, why would he do that? That career, if you do that, your career's going backwards. Why would you do that?
Hey, listen, ain't nothing like them Cowboys.
Speaking of the Cowboys.
Ain't nothing like them Cowboys.
Speaking of the Cowboys.
They almost got burnt up yesterday.
Speaking of the Cowboys, Chuck.
What?
Are they done with Dak?
Yeah, Dak's done.
After the season, he gone?
It wouldn't surprise me, man. Jerry don't like. Listen, man. Jerry's got the history, man.
Right, he's going through it with CD right now.
He's got the history, man. He don't want to pay nobody. He don't want to pay nobody. He's got the history, but who he gonna get? He got to get something. He can't just let him walk. See, the reason I want to say that he's done, but I'm gonna backtrack on my statement and say it's gonna be kind of hard because, like, well, who you gonna get?
Dak, for what it's worth, is a decent regular season quarterback. He gonna get you 10, 11 wins a season.
But who he gonna get, Q?
I don't. That's Jerry's problem.
I know, but what quarterback out there is he gonna get?
Shador.
That's out there. And here's the crazy part. It could happen.
It could happen.
It could. I just don't see if he was to make that move and let him walk for absolutely positively nothing, which is different than the NBA and everything else. I mean, NFL and their contracts are different. But if Dak chose to leave, that means he's got to sign somebody. Now, who out there is going to be that they're going to trade for, or what they're going to do? Go get Kirk Cousins?
No, he got a guarantee, so he locked up.
I mean, so who they going to get? You know what I'm saying? So
they stuck.
So they're stuck. So, it's like, they button heads, and somebody's going to have to bend, If I was Jerry, maybe he thought that maybe getting Trey Lance, maybe Trey Lance.
I forgot Trey Lance was.
Maybe he was going to go.
I forgot about that.
But I also heard him say, that Trey Lance needs to step up and do something else. That's what Jerry Jones said.
You mean step up and do something else, like
get better?
Okay, I thought you meant like switch positions.
No, get better.
Okay, all right.
Get better.
Okay, we got a call on the line real quick. Caller, what's your name, man?
You know I was calling today, Q.
What's going on? We back on the air after 3-month hiatus, and we got Reggie,
the first caller,
friend of the show, Reggie on the show. Yeah.
Stay out of this.
Okay. All right, I'm out.
Hold on. What I do, Reggie? What I do? What's your beef with me, man? What I do?
You know what you and the Bonnie Mac, the Bobby Child, Brian, what you gonna call y'all? You know what you did this morning.
What I do this morning, Reggie? Talk to me, bro. What I do?
You look, I didn't get down how I wanted to get down.
What I do? Talk to me, Reggie. What's wrong with you, man? What's on your mind?
Now, should I go back to a post that Tiago, I don't know what his name is. He's a Lions fan. He ain't important. Whoever his name is, Mr. Hayden posted this morning talking about we ain't never heard Jordan call himself a GOAT, and over here talking about Jordan's like, if I think I want to be the greatest. He never said he was the GOAT.
Well, Reggie, that's because that terminology wasn't around back in 1996 when he made that. It wasn't.
Wait a minute, what's the issue? What happened?
I don't know what they issued. Michael Jordan was questioned. All right, hold on, Reggie. Let me fill him. Let me fill him in real quick, Reggie. Somebody had made a post, and it was an interviewer asking Michael Jordan. The first question was, "Do you believe you're the best basketball player in the world?" Mm-hmm. And Michael Jordan said, "Yes, I am the best basketball player in the world."
Okay.
No question. Okay. He then asked Michael Jeffrey Jordan to be for real. Does he think Jordan is the greatest basketball player to ever play in the NBA? Michael Jeffrey Jordan said, "I believe after my 15 seasons, I am the best basketball player." So I'm going to pull it up for you. When we go to commercial break, I'm going to pull it up for you. He says, "I believe." So when you believe
what's the issue?
Because LeBron said he was the GOAT and he got so much backlash, and people was like, Jordan would never say nothing like that. Jordan would never say he's the greatest ever. And then now there's a post saying Jordan said he's the greatest, and now people don't want to uphold him to it because it's a double standard, and Jordan fans, all in their feelings and whatnot.
Hey, what's the co-host's name?
Chuck B. Legend.
Chuck, hey man, wait till you watch that video. They not comprehending what Jordan was saying. He said, after 15 years, I think I will be the greatest player. Me. I'm not saying the world has to think I was the best player. I'm saying me. LeBron came out and said, I'm the GOAT. Crown me.
Well, since we technical, he never said he was the GOAT. He said after that game, coming back from 3-1, he said, I believe that makes me the greatest basketball player ever. He never technically crowned himself the GOAT either. And since we want to keep moving the goalposts for Jordan.
And Chuck, here's what we got. We got people throwing up LeBron got 3 gold medals now, and Jordan got 2, so he's great.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I mean, listen, man, they gonna they're gonna give LeBron all the love. They're gonna give, look, they came up with the name. Think about the scenario. LeBron's coming in on the river in France with the flag, and he's looking like, he's leading the Americans into war, and and he's Captain America.
They got the right guy for it.
And all of that. So they're gonna come up with the narrative, and it's all good. I ain't got no knock on, but listen, man. At the end of the day, there's only one GOAT, man. We know this.
But the thing is, Chuck, I'm not even debating if Jordan is the GOAT. We're all the LeBron fans are saying, hold on, y'all criticize LeBron for.
I didn't criticize.
No, not you.
I just think LeBron crazy would think he the GOAT.
And I think Michael Jordan's crazy would think he is.
We don't hate LeBron.
No, we don't. We don't hate LeBron. We don't hate LeBron at all. I think he's a great basketball player.
I think Jordan's a great basketball player.
but yeah, but.
So, yeah, we're going to put him in for the Jeffrey. We just think he's a better basketball player than Jeffrey.
Hey, hold on. I want to say something before I want to go.
Go ahead.
And this is to my boy Andrew Merrill in Sean Jerky. On Friday, we got about 2 more weeks until them Pastors put a whooping on them Eagles in Brazil. Now, I want to record this to you.
I got you.
The Pastors is winning the Super Bowl this year.
Okay.
And when Jordan Love dethrones Patrick, whatever his middle name is, Mahomes, in the Super Bowl, he will become the GOAT.
Now, wait a minute, hold on. Patty Mahomes he is already, behind Tom Brady. I mean, he is the next GOAT. I mean, now you ain't gonna put Jordan Love over Patrick Mahomes. Now, come on, man. I mean, come on.
If my boy goes and plays Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, he wins. You're damn right.
Hey, Reggie, we appreciate you for calling in, my guy. I love you, man. I'll let you later on, Reggie. Yeah. Oh man, see, well, I don't know why people. Here, I'm gonna go to quick commercial break. I found the post right here. Let me turn it up for you. We're gonna take a quick commercial break here on Beyond the Game on WLXU 93.9 FM. When we come back, I guess we'll talk about that. I mean, Jordan's over.
You may be the best high school player, but I'm the best player in the world.
Stop the cap.
I said, okay, you got it going. And he said,
Man, MJ's the best ever, man. I don't want to listen to that foolishness.
But the thing is, I never said he wasn't.
I mean, it's foolishness.
They was like, oh, well, he didn't say that. Yeah, he did. And that's okay. That's okay. Is MJ not allowed to say he's the best ever?
Man, anybody can say that.
That's what all I'm saying.
I mean,
That's all I'm saying, Reggie.
I feel like, if you playing the game, if
You supposed to feel like you the best ever.
If you and a KD, a Book, or whoever, AD, whoever, you should say I'm the best.
Who in the NBA is playing and be like, oh, I want to play in the NBA, it's going to second greatest player of all time? No,
nobody's going. Well, I mean, very few people are going to sit up there and say.
You think Kobe was like, man, you know what? I'm going to play in the NBA just so I can be second.
No, Kobe ain't no problem looking at anybody in the face.
That's what I'm saying. So you supposed to think you the best.
Yeah, man.
What's wrong with that?
But but when God walk in, you gotta get on your knees and show respect.
I agree.
So when
then when you got like LeBron and then
when Jordan come in and LeBron don't get on his knees and show respect.
Are you talking about Jordan Love?
No, I'm talking about Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
I call him Jeffrey.
When he walks into the room, you should be getting, they should be getting on their knees and praising him like he's God. You know what they call him, Black Jesus? He's Black Jesus.
You know what they call LeBron? Goat. That's the only name he need, Goat.
Nah, the only thing I heard them call was King.
Mama call him Goat. I'm calling him Goat.
Hey, well, you call him Goat. I just call him Black Jesus. That's you know what?
Well, you know what Kobe said? I'm not about to call him no Black Jesus.
Yeah, that's because he's the second. Because Jordan retired, and then he was raised from the dead, and that was Kobe.
Lord have mercy. Welcome back to Beyond the Game on WLXU 93.9 FM.
Moving forward.
Okay, I'm listening.
You can call LeBron the GOAT.
Right.
You can call him the King.
Right.
You can call him all that.
Uh-huh.
With all that.
Okay.
All that's fine. Label him whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, Raymond, LaShawn,
all of that.
Listen.
Okay.
However, you call him all of those things.
Right.
And what I want you to call Michael Jeffrey Jordan is Black Jesus. And then we're good. We're good. You call me good all day. Ain't nothing to talk about. That's Black Jesus. We're going to keep it moving.
Speaking of GOAT.
Next topic.
Speaking of GOAT, Tom Brady was on a Stephen A. Smith show. They was doing something for Fanatics, and Tom Brady was asked a question about the NFL quarterbacks, and he had to say this about the future of NFL quarterbacks getting played too early. Take a listen. Let me turn it up. Hold on. There we go.
Program. 5 years I got to learn how to drop back pass, to read defenses, to read coverages, to be coached. I had to learn from being 7th quarterback on the depth chart to moving up to 3rd to ultimately being a starter. I had to learn all those things in college. That was development. Then I went to New England and I was developed by Coach Belichick and the offensive staff there. I didn't start my first year. I think it's just a tragedy that we're forcing these rookies to play early. But the reality is the only reason why they are is because we dumbed the game down, which has allowed them to play. It used to be thought of at a higher level. We used to spend hours and hours in the offseason and training camp trying to be a little bit better than next year. But I think what happens is it discourages the coaches from going to deep levels because they realize the players don't have the opportunity to go to a deep level, so they're just going to teach them where they're at. There used to be college programs.
Now, Chuck, Tom Brady said a whole lot about the future of the NFL with, coaches, organizations feeling like they're playing rookie quarterbacks too soon. So, Chuck, do you think the NFL is doing a disservice to these kids coming out by putting them immediately in the fire?
Some, yeah. I don't think some of them are gifted enough. I think they're gifted enough to play the game, but I don't think, their ability in terms of reading defenses, the speed of the game, a lot of different things, I don't think they're prepared for it. And I think that's why you see a lot of them struggle. I mean,
Bryce Young.
Just go down, Bryce Young. Who's my guy out of Alabama? What was his name? Who was with New England, got traded to Jacksonville?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. I mean, you got a lot of dudes that have come out that were phenomenal quarterback. I mean, Justin Fields.
Yeah, I got a list. I'm gonna go through some names real quick.
Sure.
These are the guys of quarterbacks who played their rookie season. They might not have started their rookie season, but they played with a large part of the rookie season. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, even old Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, of course, what C.J. Stroud did last season, Anthony Richardson, Justin Herbert. Guys who, I'll give you two guys who sat on the bench but are now great to good. Pat Mahomes, he sat on the bench for a year. Jordan Love, he sat on the bench for it seemed like 12 years. Pretty good careers.
Yeah.
So I think.
But I think a lot goes into that too. I think that I think it's the team. I think it's the coaching staff. I think it's the players' ability, right? I mean, the game is so much different. They disguise coverages. The game is just so much faster. I mean, there's so much more going on into the game now. Depending on these guys' IQ, maybe they can pick it up faster. Maybe that helps them adapt a little bit. But some of these dudes, why do you think they go through a lot of that extensive interviewing and testing and things like that in the combine to understand these guys? To have these interviews, to see where they're at mentally, to see if they're able to, score high on competency tests and things like that. I think all that stuff makes a difference. And I'm not saying all these guys are not competent enough. I'm just saying I think there's a number of different things that go into it to help contribute to their success. And some dudes do well, and some dudes don't.
But do
But
you
the makeup of the team helps.
but
right?
do you think they should start sitting these guys for a year at least?
I mean, I think it really comes down to, and here's a good example, right? So Denver just named Bo Nix as their starting quarterback.
Good luck with that.
Right? Let's see how that works. Let's remember this today,
Right.
and let's come back and see how Bo Nix does.
All right. So
Now, he could do fine. You know, he's got a solid coach around him.
solid running game. If
Solid running
he comes
game.
back,
You know, if he has a decent offensive line, he's got a great, play calling Sean Payton.
right?
Let's see if that works. But then you take a dude like Justin Fields that gets under Matt Eberflus or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
and then they go out here and say the dude's terrible. Now, is he really that terrible? Because think about this for a second. He was phenomenal at Ohio State.
Right.
So now he gets drafted and he's terrible.
That's right.
So it's got to be something more to it than that. Did he just his ability, him being competent to play the game, that all changed when he got drafted? You know, I mean, where are we taking some of the accountability, or where are we putting some of the accountability on these teams and the coaches and everything that goes around them? You know, do they have the weapons to be successful? Remember, the game is a lot, faster.
Mm-hmm.
You got bigger dudes, you got smarter dudes, you got smarter coaches on the other side. You got a lot going on that's different than college too. So it could be a combination of both. Teams ain't lined up, they ain't got the personnel for it. Maybe, the players ain't as competent enough. I'm not gonna say it's a skill set because in order to play the game of football, you gotta have a skill set. So I'm not gonna sit up here and insult any of those guys.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not doing that.
Do you think Justin Fields beats out Russ then? Since you mentioned him,
Well, Russ has been terrible the last couple of years.
Right.
So the mere fact that I think they just got two dudes that's on the team that's just not a good football
Chuck,
team.
feet to the fire. Who's starting game one? Wilson or Fields?
Oh, if I was Mike Tomlin, Russell Wilson would start game one.
I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna go Justin Fields. I'm gonna ask you first. Why would you go Russ over
Well,
Justin?
number one, I'm gonna go Russ because he's a veteran and you brought him in. You specifically brought him in for that.
Okay.
Before the Justin Fields trade or anything, you specifically brought him in. So
Right.
just off a buck, you're gonna start him. Now, if he goes out and he starts to struggle, then you got Justin Fields to fall back on. But I just think that's what he's gonna do. Now, Mike Tomlin can put his foot down and say, "No, I'm gonna go a different direction." That can happen too. But if I was a betting man, I would say it would be Russell Wilson, regardless of whether he does well or not in the preseason.
I was gonna say I think Russ will ultimately be the starter because even though he has a calf injury, and he played in one preseason game, he did 5 series, and the other preseason game he didn't play at all. But if I'm the Steelers, if we have a quarterback competition, I'm going with the younger guy because you're a veteran quarterback. There should be no competition, right? If you just Russ is a 2-time Super Bowl appearance, 1-time Super Bowl champ, and you in a QB battle with a guy who got let go. And this is his second opportunity. So I feel like if it's a QB battle between a veteran and a rookie, not a rookie, a younger player, I'm going to go with the young because I need to see, if I can build on this moving forward. I know what you can do. I've seen what you can do. As a matter of fact, why did you why the Broncos get rid of you?
So if that's the case, then I'm gonna ask this question. If you feel that way, then let's go to Atlanta. Look at Kirk Cousins and
Michael Penix, yeah.
So Kirk Cousins started.
Right.
So,
but has there been any indication that there's a QB battle to where the Falcons are like undecided on what they want to do? See, I feel like in Pittsburgh they don't really know what they want to do. So if they don't know what they want to do,
your point is valid. I just think at the end of the day, I really don't think that it's a QB battle. I think Russ gets the start, and I think that's it.
Remember this: how did Russ get his start? Because remember, what's it called? He signed from the Packers. He went over to the Seattle Seahawks. I forgot his name off the top of my head, and they had just drafted Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Russell Wilson beat him out as a rookie. Took the job. They just gave that dude a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I mean, you're right, and that's a legitimate comeback. But I just don't. Mike Tomlin Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah.
I do believe Russ will start, but I feel like I got to give the young kid a chance. I got to see if we can build a future around this guy because
I don't worry about him.
he'll have his time.
He'll have an opportunity.
He'll have his time.
Oh, yeah, he'll have an opportunity.
So-
Because Russ
is Russ.
He gonna stink it up. Russ is done.
Russ been done.
Russ got that Sierra sugar in him, man.
Hey, man, look,
He got that, my goodness. That's what the song say, right?
And ever since he done got them goodies, his career been on the downslide. Let me ask you something real quick. So, talking about the rookie QB. So, this year's draft, 3 of the top 5 were quarterbacks. Caleb Williams, I'm going to say he's going to be successful because I feel like the Bears put pieces around him to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
They got DJ Swift in the backfield, DJ Moore, and then they got Keenan Allen. So I feel like and then they drafted a kid, I can't think of his name. So the Bears put some, I don't know why they was like, okay, Williams, we'll put some weapons around him. Justin Fields, you figure it out. But I feel like he'll be successful. Jake Daniels with Washington.
He's been playing good.
Successful rookie season. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs.
I think he'd be fine. I mean, it depends on what we define as a successful rookie season.
Will the Commanders be in the top 5 next year?
It's going to depend on who they add.
So they'll be top 5
They got to develop players. I mean, you got to remember, man. They got one of the greatest Lakers on the ownership staff, baby. We here to win. We here to compete. So, if I got to put my money down, I got to go with Magic Man and say, yeah, they're gonna be up there ready to compete, baby.
Drake May, up in New England.
Man, New England's terrible. I mean, they traded Ray. They traded Ray Juden, and I mean, what are they doing?
Matthew Judon, to the Falcons.
What are they doing? I mean, Mayo, what are you doing? But it follows the New England Patriot way. They will get rid of these dudes before they got to pay them. That's what they do.
But it should be a new regime, right?
It's what they do, man.
It's what they do. It's what they do. Okay.
It's what they do. I mean, I don't know what's going on in New England, man. I have no clue.
It's a cluster.
I have no clue what they're doing up there, man.
Trying to figure it out on the fly.
I have no idea. I tell you what, I ain't drafted nobody on my fantasy football team out of New England.
I got
Maybe Stevens.
I got something for you.
What?
Better chances of happening. The Chicago Bears make the playoffs with a rookie QB, or the Chiefs three-peat. Which one has a better chance of happening?
A better chance of happening?
Better chance of happening. The Bears making the playoffs with the rookie QB or the Kansas City Chiefs three-peating? Take your time, marinate on it, baby. Take your time, marinate on that.
Oh, man. Three-peat is so hard.
Never been done.
It's so hard.
Never been done. Been close twice. I think the Cowboys came close, and I think 49ers came close.
Even though I think the Chiefs will repeat, I would say the Bears.
The Bears?
Playoffs.
So
I think the Chiefs will repeat.
You think they're repeating?
I mean, who's going to beat them?
LJ.
Who?
LJ.
Who's that?
Lamar Jackson.
Oh, man, I ain't going to start no with the Lamar Jackson.
He Lamar Jackson? This is the year Lamar Jackson says, F all that, man. I ain't trying to be what y'all want me to be. I'm just going to go out here. Because remember, this is what got him in trouble in the playoffs. He was trying to go throw with Mahomes and he got himself in trouble. This year, nah.
But again, Q, nothing's changed.
They got Derrick Henry.
Okay. So I'm going to key on the run.
Yeah. We got 2 running backs now.
I'm putting everybody in the box.
Yeah.
Okay, Derrick, you run. Okay, Lamar, you run.
Lamar throwing for 5,000.
Come on, man.
5,000. Reggie said the Packers is going to win the Super Bowl. Why can't I say Lamar going to throw for 5,000?
You say it all day long. I'm not saying that you can't say it, but I'm
5,000, 34 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Throw for 5,000 yards. The record, I don't know what the record going to be.
Super Bowl.
Because he ain't going to be running that much, so that means what?
5,000.
Ain't no 5.
Count them, y'all.
Who he throwing
Don't worry
to?
about you asking me questions. Don't worry about that. Mark Andrews.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Mark Andrews and Derrick Henry. Don't worry about that.
He gonna throw it to Derrick?
2,500 apiece.
Man, come on.
2,500 apiece.
Man, come on, Q. Nah, man.
So you got the Chiefs three-peating.
I believe that they have a great chance to three-peat, but in that question, I would take the Bears.
Put a percentage on it. Percentage of the Chiefs three-peat. 50% chance.
85.
85? Who would be if you had to pick a team to stop that? Who do you think it would be to put a stop to it?
That's the problem. I don't know. Like I truly don't know who can. I'm not putting my money on the Dolphins. They got a high-powered offense.
With low power defense. Well, no, I give them secondary straight.
You know, I mean, they got a high-powered offense, man. They put up points quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not a believer.
You ain't a believer?
You know, not in the Dolphins. Not to beat the Chiefs. Nah, not against. Not about big old Walrus. Not against him. Now,
Well, what about khaki pants?
Buffalo getting rid of Diggs.
I'm done with Buffalo.
Yeah, I can't ride that.
No.
Right. So you got Baltimore. They're always a threat.
Right.
You know. So you always put them there. Who else?
Khaki pants. The Chargers.
Anyway, so the only other team who I think is the elephant in the room
Mm-hmm.
you got to pay attention to
Cowboys.
is the Houston Texans in the AFC.
Nope. Because Diggs going to go down there and mess all that up.
Well, we're gonna see. I mean, if they could be, if he don't mess it up as you said, they're gonna be hard to beat. He got weapons all over the place.
He does. I think that's why I'm quiet. I'm thinking. I'm like, okay.
All over the place. They got a run game.
Andrew said Philly.
Who?
Philly.
Andrew Moran.
Yeah.
Well, of course he's gonna say Philly.
He said Philly.
Well, Philly gonna be tough too now.
He said Philly.
Philly gonna be tough too now. You know, even though they got rid of who's my guy went to the Jets, they traded Reddick.
Yeah, Hassan Reddick. Yeah.
Dummies. You know, who knows? But listen, take nothing away from Andrew. I mean, Philly gonna be tough. Philly gonna be in a battle. Philly gonna be in a battle in the NFC.
With who? Bucks.
Who?
The Bucks.
Oh
NFC Championship. Book it. Book it.
Baker.
Book it, Baker.
Book it, Baker.
Book it, Baker Mayfield. NFC Championship against the Eagles.
Nah.
I mean, we beat the Eagles in the playoffs last year, but then that's neither here nor there.
You know, they may play the Cowboys. I mean,
we do play the Cowboys in the season, though.
okay.
Yeah, we do play them this
And
season.
then, you know, Philly may have a struggle against the Cowboys.
Boy, ain't nobody studying no Cowboys.
I mean, again, the reason why I say what I say about Philly got a good chance to really coming out of NFC.
Mm-hmm.
But them boys out west gonna be rough. I don't care
49ers?
I don't care what nobody tells me.
49ers?
Yeah, they're gonna be rough. They're gonna be rough. Say what you want.
I'm thinking now.
They're gonna be rough.
But do you think they get rid of BA? You think it's too late?
They ain't get rid of BA. You pay the man his money, keep it moving.
They don't want to pay.
They ain't get rid of BA.
Chuck, end things, man. 1992 Dream Team keeps getting compared every time we have the Olympics to come around. Everybody's saying, "Oh, this team could beat the '92 team. The 2008 can beat the team. The 2012, 2016, 20, 24." Is it time we stop comparing every single Olympic team to the '92 Dream Team?
I think it's hard, right? I mean, I think it's hard because Black Jesus played for that. You know Black Jesus. You know best.
Magic Johnson?
No, Black Jesus. We know the best basketball player ever, Black Jesus. Not the King, not not Captain America, Black Jesus.
I don't know one Jesus.
Nah, Black Jesus.
I don't.
Because it's Jesus, and then there's Black Jesus.
You do know he led that team in field goals attempts. You know he had the worst.
You said you didn't know who he was.
I'm just going based off of what people told me.
But you said you didn't know who he was.
I don't know
Clearly
who he is.
You know who he is.
I'm just going by what people told me.
Clearly, you know. Listen.
I just started noticing the guy.
Listen, it is what it is. Look.
Can't shoot. He don't go right-handed. He ain't got no left.
Oh my God.
That's just what they tell me.
Yeah, okay.
That's what the internet tells me.
That's right. The internet. You know, the internet lies. Donald Trump lies.
The internet does lie, which is
Donald Trump lies.
I'm tired of people saying
talk about
NJ the
that.
GOAT.
You saw what they put up on Kamala, right? You know, with her and the Soviet thing, right?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, you know, internet lies too.
I'm right there with you. Internet does lie.
So look, people need to stop comparing the Dream Team to any of these USA teams for a number of different reasons. That team was just a completely different team. I mean,
It was the first.
It was the first. So they're always going to get love. They're always going to get whatever you want to call it. They were this higher
Bigger than life.
team. But I think what people are really, really not paying attention to is at that time when they did that, before the Dream Team, the USA was getting smacked.
Right.
And so they had to bring in Black Jesus and his troops and his disciples, you know, to go ahead and straighten things out. And that's what they did. But let's not misunderstand that the talent that the rest of the world had at that time compared to the talent that the rest of the world has today is completely
It's night and
different.
day.
It's completely
Night and day.
different. Think about it.
I'm glad you admit that.
Just think about what we just talked about earlier. Out of the draft,
Mm-hmm.
the lottery, not the draft, just the lottery.
Right.
I mean, you probably had over half. I know it was over half. At least 8 or 10 of those dudes were from international players.
Yeah.
They were drafted into the NBA. Now, if you go back and you look back in 88, 84, 84, 88, 92, whenever, I guarantee you that wasn't the case.
Negative.
So what that tells you is that the rest of the world's getting better, has gotten better.
Gotten better.
Right? So, yeah, don't get it wrong. You hear Charles Bronson go out there and say, we were beating teams by 40.
You were supposed to.
You were playing guys that were nowhere close to.
You was playing guys who had YMCA jerseys.
I think the biggest name probably back then, you had Tony Kukoc.
To me, that's probably the biggest name that was in the '92 Olympics outside of the Dream
You may have
Team.
somebody else that I'm not thinking about right now. Flip that to now. You got Giannis, you got Joker, you got
Shea.
Yeah, you got Shea, you got
Wemby.
Luka, Wemby. I mean, the list goes on and on of these NBA players.
Right.
So I think that people they have to back off of comparing the Dream Team to these USA teams because it's just hard. You can't do it. Like it's different eras.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Chuck, and I know people are gonna be like, "Oh my God." I think it's only because, like you just said, Black Jesus was on the '92 team.
Mm-hmm.
Every team that gets compared to that team has what on the team? LeBron on it. They compared to 08, the 12. I didn't hear nobody say nothing about no 16.
No.
I didn't hear nobody say nothing about no 20. But as soon as you put him back on the 24, what do? Compare it to the 92 team.
Yeah.
So I think it has a lot to do with just because of Jordan played on 92, and then every team that LeBron plays on, he gets compared.
I still think whether LeBron's on the team or not, whether the years that he didn't play, I still think by default, they're always going to compare every USA team to the Dream Team.
To me, there's only two teams, the 92 and the 08. Every other team to me is non-existent because to me,
depends on who you talk to.
To me, those are the most significant. For the reason 92, for the reasons you just stated. 08 because we had to come back and show the world who we really were because we just lost in 2004 on some OBS.
Yeah.
So to me, those are the two most prolific. I know people say 96 and okay, that's good.
No, I mean, I just think people just need to just understand the dynamics. Whether we're talking about the Olympics, whether we're talking about the National Basketball Association, things are different.
Of course.
You've got international players that are better.
MVPs.
Better.
MVPs.
It just is what it is, and so you have to accept it for that. Yeah, versus going through all this rigmarole that we go through and trying to compare, because you can't compare. Now, if you want to get extreme and say, okay, well, if we take the 92 team and we put the 92 team in to play, in today's game, what would that look like? I mean, again, different set of players with different skill sets.
Mm-hmm.
Different. I mean, you got Ewing, you got David Robinson,
Mm-hmm.
you got Barkley, you got MJ, you got Magic Johnson, you got
Chris Mullins, Drexler,
you got Bird. I mean, it's different.
Stockton.
Yeah, it's just it's different. You see what I'm saying? So I don't feed into it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just think that it just kind of is what it is, and I think that if you're a real true sports fan, especially from the basketball perspective, you're gonna look at it for what it is. And what it is that the rest of the world has gotten better. So you have to yield to that.
People don't want to. Now I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying in general, for whatever reason, people don't want to accept the fact that the rest of the world is getting better. So therefore, the competition against Team USA is obviously gonna be better.
Yeah, it's gonna be better.
And people can't get out of the fandom of Michael Jordan and of. When the 92 team was created, you had, at that particular time, 3 of the greatest who have ever played. We had Jordan, Bird, and Magic. What do you think they was going to do against guys who countries really didn't play basketball like that? Of course, there's going to be 40 and 50-point blowouts. Like, what do you expect?
But it's just like, why? It's like, oh my God, the U.S. they're gonna blow it. They're gonna blow it. They were losing. They were losing to Serbia.
They were.
Serbia, but,
No, they were losing.
No,
they were losing Serbia.
I mean, technically, should have lost that game.
They very well could have.
But they came back and won. But it wasn't that surprising, because those teams are better.
Yeah.
Now, on a whole, if you look at the Serbia team versus, the USA team, now, should they have been beating them? No.
Right.
But they were. And it was what it was. I mean, the competition is just better, man. I mean,
one thing you also forget, nobody fears them anymore.
Yeah,
92, they was afraid of every guy on that roster.
Of course. I mean, when you see some big black guy come walking on
You see 6'6", 6'8", 6'7", 1. I don't know who you talking about, Clyde Drexler?
Nah, when you see like Gary Payton said, when you see black Jesus come through there walking, got that walk chewing that gum, that bald head going, he ain't walking on the ground. He ain't walking on the court, he walking on air. You scared to death. You don't know what's going on. Now LeBron come out there, they don't get no LeBron. They blooded him up.
And he got what?
They blooded him up.
And what'd he do? Shrug it off. That's nothing.
Yeah, they blooded him
That's
up. Put that elbow on and blooded him up.
He got
But he came back, got triple dub, did everything he's supposed to do.
Got an MVP. Jordan ain't got one of them. But anyways,
it didn't exist back then.
You know why? They was like, this dude is so good, we got to give him the MVP. Man, this dude is so daggone great. But anyways, we get ready on out of here. We are back, y'all, every single Wednesday from here on out from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WLXU 93.9 FM. We get ready to get on up out of here. And as always, treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We're about this thing, y'all. Peace.